Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a saving and disaster battle for Total War Warhammer 2, playing as Malekith, going up against the Blue Vipers. Yep, it's a fairly early game battle, and initially my thoughts to this was, this doesn't seem very interesting. But I had a little look at the situation, I thought, hang on, the armies aren't that interesting, but I might try a new technique that I haven't tried before, that might work out pretty well. Because this army here, it's on legendary difficulty with very hard battle. This army here is actually quite good against ours. He's got a lot of dread spears in here, which you might think, oh, that'll be good for holding the enemy cavalry at bay. Except it's on very hard battle difficulty. And remember, in Warhammer 2, melee infantry are practically useless, especially early game ones. They're just going to get destroyed by cavalry, even though they're anti-large, right? So holding a defensive position, a standard sort of position anywhere on this map here, is probably going to be met with, like, pretty much abject failure, right? So, let's come up with something a little bit more creative that might yield a much better result. So, I'm going to pop that down on you, and let's jump into the battle. We could Lightning Strike. It's not so bad to Lightning Strike in Warhammer 2, because you don't take as much of a fatigue penalty as you do in Warhammer 3, and the reduced leadership does help, but it is on very hard battle difficulty. They're basically going to fight to the death anyway, and doesn't deny any of their forces, so I'm just going to leave that off. I want my guys to stay as fresh as possible. Now, there are a couple of challenges that we have to overcome here. The Death Hag is on its mount, which actually kind of hurts us in this situation, because she can't hide, and I kind of need her to, so just have to figure something out for that. But here's what the plan is. We're going to be hiding our units in different locations. So I'm going to put the missile units over here. Make sure that they are not on fire at will. Yep, put them on guard mode. Hide them over here. And then we're going to hide the melee units over here. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to hide all of the melee units. We want to fight this early on, right? Malekith is not on a mount, he's on foot. So this is not the sort of case that you've seen, loads of times where I just destroy the entire army with a wizard. I can't do that in this battle, right? What I want to do is trick the AI into making a big charge into the forest here, where all their large units are going to lose 20% of their melee attack, right? And therefore make our melee infantry kind of have a fair fight against them. But also, from this location, we can withdraw most of our units from the battlefield when they get a little bit damaged, thereby, not getting them wiped out. But what I just want to do here is take out all of their fast units, so all of the Savage Orc Boar Boys. Once we take all of them out, I'll have the speed superiority. Until then, they actually have it. We get rid of their speed superiority. Then I can harass the crap out of them with the Cold One Chariots, whittle them down a fair bit, and then draw them back over to here, get them exhausted, and then have the main army, the missile units, come over here and basically just finish the job. Also, from this terrain here, it's pretty good shooting. But if we just put everyone together here and just held a standard sort of defensive position, we possibly could win, but we're going to get wrecked because they're just not going to break. And even if a few of them come to us, they're going to rip through here. They'll tear up the line. Malekith doesn't seem like he's got that much going for him at the moment. He's just low level. I think the Death Hag might actually be higher level than him, which is just weird, because she's on the mount. But anyway. Now, you might also think, why not keep Malekith with this one? If he stays here, he's going to get beaten. Yes, I fully intend for him to get beaten in this fight. Because in this fight here, where it's going to be blobbed up, the magic, even though we don't have that much of it, is going to be as useful as possible, but he's also got a Crown of Command. I need these guys to hold the line as long as possible, dish out as much damage as we can. I'm going to try to save the Black Guard of Nagron from getting wiped out, but honestly don't care about the Dread Spears because they can be replaced and then they have 1 tier of experience anyway. So they stay and fight to the death, essentially. And we just need Malekith to keep them in line here. Eventually he'll get overrun, and I'll just withdraw him from the battlefield. Oh no, I'll take a temporary leadership penalty, which won't really matter for missile units anyway. But yeah. We'll see how that goes. So this one here will have to stay with him as well, so that we can provide additional buffs in the area. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so move that back. And let's start getting the attention of the Savage Orc Boar Boys over here. Because they can't see what we're doing over here, they should just be sending everything over this way. Now, they've got cavalry on this flank as well. So we need to hold out long enough to defeat these guys here, which should be easy, but those ones there, just because that'll be a little bit more difficult because the infantry will have arrived by then. Because if you ever look at the speed, the Cold One chariots have a 66 speed, and the Savage Orc Boar Boys, they are a tiny little bit faster, so they'll eventually catch him. That's it, just draw them over here. They can see us. But yeah, fighting in the forest will reduce the cavalry. What are you doing? They're all hidden. What are you... No, you're just going wide, that's okay. Reduce their cavalry's melee attack by 20%. Which... They, on very hard battle difficulty, which this is on, hang on, I'm just trying to lure them over here, they get a 20% melee attack, melee defense bonus, so it doesn't even get rid of their cheats. Yeah, doesn't even get rid of the cheats, having a favorable advantage here. That's one thing I am grateful for Warhammer 3, is that the very hard battle difficulty combat modifiers have been reduced. It does make melee a little bit more satisfying. Still there, but it's, you know, reduced by half. Alright, they didn't take the bait there. It's okay. So trying to get them to charge at us. Charge at the Cold One chariots. Let's move to the back there, and this one here, make him dead. Also, we've got a pretty good high ground here. We don't have much in the way of spells, but the chill wind should be pretty good. Also, by sitting in the forest here, it'll make their archers basically miss most of their shots. And now, if we fought with our guys here, with our dark shards in the forest, they just hit trees. I know that there's a little bit of a grace period, but I think people massively, oh crap, overestimate just how many trees will actually get blocked. It's a handful of trees.
I go with purpose. Let hatred fly.
But also, us being in a blob here should make it more likely that they'll get into a blob, and I can do some more damage with the spellcasting. So yeah, fully expect to actually lose this fight here, and you'll see that a lot of those shots do hit trees. It basically just gives us additional shield. Alright, we got some magic. Let's cast. So I took these guys off fire at will because I don't want them getting tired, because when this gets overrun we need to make a run for it. And there might still be a handful of cavalry left over. Okay, if Malekith could beat this guy in a duel, that would be great. You see, we're not taking much damage here. Oh, what's going on? It's having a bit of a... No, we're okay. We're okay. They're really trying to go for the Cold One chariots. Like I said, they're bait. Just try to make sure our guys... Actually, we're probably better off getting rid of the Savage Orcs than the archers. Yeah, make sure the back is protected. Get in there. The fact they're flanking us doesn't really matter that much. They get an initial bit of damage, but then after that it's not that big of a deal.
Chosen of Cain. I lust for slaughter.
Okay. So Malekith so far has dished out 14,000 damage. That's pretty good. So far, considering it's just a basic spell. You just need to hold out as long as possible. It'd be pretty fun if we outright won. I have no expectations of actually winning this part of the fight. Absolutely none. Don't worry about getting this done right now. Okay, Malika, stay in the back a little bit. You need to be the last one off the battlefield here.
I will have destruction.
But yeah, nice big blob. Because the thing is, we wouldn't have been able to get such a big blob if we set up a standard sort of defensive position. I'll get you off the battlefield fairly soon. You've done... How much damage you done? It's okay. Still a lot of cavalry left. Make sure this guy here stays nice and fresh. Don't shoot, because we want him to stay fresh. While they're getting exhausted, we should be able to outrun them now. If I can actually get out. What happened to the enemy? Oh, there he is. Enemy lord.
Feel my fury! Kill everything! Advancing!
Yeah, they're trying really hard to get rid of the Cold One chariots, which is what I'd do in this situation as well if I were them. So they're not doing the wrong thing there. This one here is going to have to leave the battlefield really soon. Although it looks like she'll break anyway. Okay, Malika's gotten 35,000 damage. Keep him in the fight as long as possible. Damn, this one here is in the fight. We don't want it fighting because it makes them tired. I should have made the blob a bit bigger. That's not terrible timing for that. Okay, there's an opportunity to run through here. Okay, you just fight a little bit longer. Okay, try to break through. Break through, break through, break through. You just need to run over this way. Go, go, go. Now that the cavalry here was beaten, run. Don't get stuck on the trees, just go. Go, 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 go. I'll turn you on fire at will later. If I can get a few more casts in, it's totally fine. If Malekith gets overrun and routed. Come on. Don't need more magic. Need to cast faster. Okay, I'll need to try to withdraw the Black Guard of Nagaron when they get to about 20 units remaining. Okay, they do have a guy coming after us, but we should be able to outrun him now. Or even just outright beat him in melee. But yeah, they've totally exhausted themselves fighting essentially the weakest part of my army. Actually, if you can run over to here, you'll remain hidden. Good, they came back. Okay. Okay, get him out of there. We don't want this unit to get wiped out. Okay, we're starting to get overrun now. Malekith, stand back. Did we end up... Oh, there's the enemy lord. Oh, hang on, hang on. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to start firing at will. Okay, we've been overrun. But Malekith is still fighting just for a little bit longer. I think all of our units made a pretty swift getaway there. So Malekith has managed to achieve 48,000 damage. Oh, but Legend, you're losing this little bit of a fight. The enemy forces have just about wasted all of their ammunition. Our remaining forces should be able to beat this, but not yet. We can still thin them out a little bit more. And if they want to keep shooting, they're going to hit their own troops as well. Malekith is very tanky. Ah, the brass... I didn't know he had that. That's very useful. And yep, pick them off. This is going well over there.
Chosen of King.
Holy crap, they're actually just not properly engaging with him. He can stay here. Because what would have happened if we had had just a standard defensive position? Maybe Malekith would have stood and fought, but they would have routed the entire army, just caused the army losses on him. This is why sometimes some units can actually be weaknesses on the battlefield. And sometimes a smaller army, or more like a reserve contingency, is more effective than just using your entire army all at once. So that one there's beaten. Malekith's not done yet. But yeah, when it comes down to these guys coming down here, they should just absolutely wreck it. But we need these guys to get as far over to this point here as possible. How about you try to run? No, I need them to stay as fast as possible. There's still a few cavalry remaining. A lot of shots are getting blocked by trees. Just make sure Malekith has got a clear way to get out. If we can manage to wound the enemy general, that'd be really good. Because all these guys are going to be exhausted and damaged. They're just going to rout really easily.
Lord of Nagaron, Malekith.
I need to wipe him out because we're attacking a settlement here. If we win, they get wiped out. Alright, keep him in the fight a little bit longer. Alright. Still got to keep my eye on Malekith. But, you know, he's only at half health. He's okay for a bit longer. Alright, let's try to kill this guy here. How much health does he have? Alright.
Chariots going.
Yeah, you need to kill him. He shattered just then. We need him to actually die. How fast is he? Oh, damn it, he's faster than us, but he should be utterly exhausted.
Hack, cut. Merciless warriors. Make them bleed.
Crap.
Forward.
Don't let him get away with 3 health.
Advancing onward.
Don't worry about Malekith right now. He'll last a few more seconds. Just pull right through that. Kinda wish these were faster.
Going.
Come on.
Moving out. Carnage awaits.
Didn't want to shoot him while I was in the trees. This is gonna miss.
Advance.
Come on, come on. Gotta get a clear line of sight before I tell him to shoot.
Forward. Blood for Cain. No survivors.
And good, we got him. Alright, nice. What's going on here? Oh wow, they've just given up on Malekith. Oh my god, I didn't even need the archers. This is the first. I didn't need the missile units. I didn't use them at all. Oh my god. This worked so well. Sea Legend melee infantry are good. Now, I wouldn't have normally done this because I don't build any like basic tier melee infantry in my army, but that worked out really well. Because what would have happened is if we set up like a standard defensive line with the melee infantry spread out and the and in the front and the missile units behind them, because they have so much high melee damage units, they would have spread out, gone wide, and just like rolled right over us, and the magic wouldn't have thinned them out, and they wouldn't have been exhausted, and they just would have caused the army losses really quickly. I mean, we probably could have won, but not to that degree of damage done to us. Like, these guys here would have definitely taken loads more damage. That went so much better than I thought it would. Like, I was certain that I was going to have to bring these guys out, but they had the army losses. You know, they had taken too much damage. You know, they used up all of their ammo shooting into the trees, and we preserved a great deal of our balance of power. That was such an early army losses on them. I'm assuming you want to occupy it. See, this is now a problem. I don't know how much movement he's got left off. Like, if I sack this, that seems like you want to sack it, right? Also, I don't want to cause a revolt. Look, I'm just going to go with the easiest option because I have no idea what the situation is in Nagaron. I can't see. So, best take the safest option. At least we managed to win the battle. Yeah, looting it would have caused a revolt. And I have no idea how much movement you had left over. So... And that was the end of them. So they must have spawned over here and then caused some problems. Or something. Because they start down here. They must have gotten wiped out. Yeah, I'm not sure how they... And then they just respawn, which, you know, that happens. So yeah, no units were wiped out. You'll recover really quickly. Cool. Cool. Alright, well that's my job done. If I ever get a situation like that again, that technique worked amazingly well. Anyway, that's the end of this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Melee infantry can be useful sometimes, but it depends on the situation. Anyway, it's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.